Well, Ross Burns has written extensively on the history of Syria. He's also served as the Australian ambassador to Damascus, as well as Lebanon, and more recently to Israel. And he joins me now in the studio. Ross, thanks very much for coming in today.
Thanks, Jay.
Now, the news out of Syria this morning is very disturbing. At least 30 people killed in the latest clashes. Is President Assad's regime simply trying to eliminate all opposition? What is his strategy?
Well, I doubt whether he can eliminate all opposition. I mean, for one thing, he was himself professing to be encouraging the process of reform until recent events.
So what's happened?
So I think he has been trying to control the process of reform, but I think it's now got out of control. But I think there are a whole lot of issues bubbling away beneath all these events. I haven't got many details of what actually happened yesterday with 30 deaths. It's very disturbing, but it seems that these events are still bubbling up all over the place. And I think there are several different civil wars going on within the country. You know, none of them big enough to be really called a civil war in capital letters, but I think you've got a lot of pressures on the regime, both from the Sunni majority, from people who are much more Islamist in their orientation. I think you've got local issues in some of these places, particularly that incident which seems to be bubbling away on the Lebanese border. You've also got other ethnic minorities which are trying to take advantage of this situation to press for greater freedom and privileges for themselves. But what is sort of sustaining it all, I think, is popular feeling that the regime has been far too harsh, far too repressive, and it's time they had some greater freedom to express themselves.
Now, Bashar al-Assad is Western educated, speaks English. I think he met his wife in the UK. Very different, of course, to his father. But does he have credentials as a conciliator, if you like? I mean, can he push enough reform to give a bit more to the people to make them continue to support him?
Well, I think this is the big issue now. I think they've probably got on top of the security situation if they can keep on sort of blasting the opposition every Friday in the most crude and appalling manner. But I think they haven't really set the right parameters for how much reform they should allow versus, continued repression. I think that's been the issue all along for the president, and I think he's very badly mishandled that balance.
So what do you make of President Barack Obama's recent statement on Syria? I mean, is this helping the situation?